Crime in America's biggest city, the Big Apple, New York City, has been getting out of control as two more New York City police officers got shot early Monday while chasing a suspect who authorities identified as an illegal immigrant from Venezuela while investigating a pattern of robberies involving suspects on scooters. Now, we all know the situation in New York City has been getting out of control, has been absurd lately. Instead of kicking out these illegal immigrants coming from all over the world, you have them coming from Mexico, you have them coming from South America, from Venezuela, from Asia, as well as the Middle East. A lot of these people, you don't know what their backgrounds are. You don't know whether they have any terrorist affiliations. You don't know whether they have any gang affiliations back home. Now, a lot of these people actually have been identified as having been affiliated with gangs back home in Central America and South America, countries like Venezuela. A lot of them are drug smugglers, a lot of them are gang members, gangbangers, who's committed multiple crimes, who's been also locked up in the past in their home countries, now are just pouring into the city of New York. New York City has been truly turned into Gotham City like it's been shown on TV. These two New York City police officers, they saw this guy, illegal immigrant from Venezuela. He was committing a robbery, and then they, of course, got called, and they were on the chase, and then they just got shot randomly. So it's turning really into a big problem here in New York. These people are bringing in crime from South America into the city. It's truly turning into a land of lawlessness, and I think New York City mayor and their politicians are encouraging this because they're encouraging these illegal immigrants, and they seem to want them to come into New York City they're giving them free rent, they're giving them places to live. So according to this new article that the suspect is helping New York City into Caracas, investigators revealed that the 19-year-old had no previous arrests in New York City, but is a suspect in several robbery patterns in Queens. Police are currently investigating over 80 robbery patterns involving scooters citywide, a significant increase from last year when there were no such cases. It just really makes you wonder that where does this increase in crime come from? Surely it couldn't be from the mass illegal immigration that has happened in this year and the past year, right? So what happens in New York City when an apartment owner catches 8 armed illegal immigrants with illegal guns, drugs tied to a murder and robbery squatting in his apartment? So any regular authority, what they would do is they would kick these people out of the apartment first and foremost, and then they would arrest these people, investigate them, and put them behind bars for a long time. But what does the city of New York do instead? So the city grants them rights as tenants, forcing the elderly owner, this guy right here doing the interview, forcing him to go to court to get his property back. And instead of protecting the property rights of the lawful owner and protecting law-abiding residents of the city by locking up these gangsters, these illegal immigrants, the city promptly releases 6 out of 8 of them on a no-cash bail. So this is just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, you cannot make this up. This guy who is a law-abiding, tax-paying citizen who is doing this interview, he just wants to take care of his property. He's in his old ages. He's thinking of retirement. And then, on the other hand, you have these gangsters pouring in from South America with illegal guns and drugs who are likely drug dealers in their home country, and they have also been tied to a murder case. Instead of arresting them and putting them behind bars, the judges in New York, they grant them rights as tenants, even though they pay no rent, they have no rights as tenants. This is just absurd. I mean, they didn't sign a lease. This is just outrageous. I mean, think about you in this situation. You work hard for your money. You buy a property in New York, which is already so expensive, and you think of renting it out. So you're planning for your retirement. You're thinking of getting a smooth retirement after working hard all your life. But what happens instead is these people just come into your apartment, they come in illegally, and they squat. They don't leave. And then when you call the police, what do the police do? They actually grant them rights as tenants because there's nothing they could do. That's the law. That's the situation in New York, that once you go into You break into an apartment, even if you occupy it illegally, you get rights as tenants. I mean, this is just absurd. This is just out of this world. I mean, what type of world do we live in when this type of scenario could take place? Look at this guy. I mean, look at his face. He can't even believe it himself what is happening. And frankly, I don't blame him. If it happened to me, I don't know what I would do. Let me know what you guys think about the situation and the situations in New York City in general with the increase in crime and homelessness and lawlessness. And what do you think about the policies that are being implemented in New York? Give me a share, leave a comment, subscribe. Thank you, and have a nice day.